right, welcome back to another episode of Beer, Bacon, and Bros. Tonight you got Adam, Chris, and of course Keith. We're going to jump into what we think is next for the Braves since they got knocked out of the divisional series for the second year in a row. But before we do that, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. It's free to you. It really helps us out a lot. It helps us grow the family. For all of those of you who are already subscribed, thank you for coming back for another video. We love you guys. Thank you for everything that you do. Also, make sure you drop some comments on those videos and some likes as well. The comments, you know, we're going to get back to you. Chris loves to interact with everybody.
Oh, yeah.
And then the likes, just like to get the videos out there for more people to see. So like I said, we're going to jump into what we feel is the next steps for the Atlanta Braves moving into the 2024 baseball season, coming off that disappointing loss in the National League Divisional Series after going 104 and 62.
Yep.
Or sorry, not 62, 52. You know, it really, or no. Well, you know the math. With the 162 games, yeah, 58. So anyway. Math's hard tonight. So, but
we were 62 and we won 4 more games than 100.
Yeah.
Hey, he didn't mess up the intro, but you just knew he was going to mess
I messed up something. It's all good. It's all good. That's what you come here to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I said, we're going to jump in to see kind of what we feel is next, for what we feel the Braves should do next, what we think they should go through, and just kind of see where we stand next year as far as what we already have under contract, who's under arbitration, and where things are where we think they're gonna go. So with that being said, I'll let Chris go ahead and kind of jump into it since he's got the roster pulled up here and all the contracts and who we got and where we got them for and how long we have them for the next couple of years.
Yeah, I think for me the thing that jumps out of this is Charlie Morton. Like you have a club option for Charlie next year, $20 million
club options.
Yeah. I hope that they don't pick that up. For me, that money can be spent somewhere else. This guy's 40 right now, going to turn 41 next season. High 3 ERA last year. Pitched actually well, stayed healthy until the very end. Of course, got hurt and then wasn't available for us.
Well, and when he got hurt from, he wasn't exactly hurt. It was a blister.
Yeah.
So I mean, it wasn't like he threw his arm out, he threw his shoulder out. It was a blister.
He wasn't available when we needed him.
No, he wasn't available when he needed him. No, I agree with that. But it wasn't like he threw his arm out.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the guy can still pitch. I mean, even if you have him at the 4 spot, I mean, I don't want to shell out $20 million for him.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can negotiate with him, bring him down to more like that 10 to 12 range, I'd be a little bit happier with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think paying $20 million for a 41-year-old whose name is not Justin Verlander is outside the question.
I don't know that I want to spend $20 million on Justin Verlander.
There's a rumor out there, so we'll see what happens. But anyway,
we'll see. I think I agree with you. I think I'm more comfortable with that at the $10 million. Other people we have club options with: Eddie Rosario, Kirby Yates, Colin McHugh. I think Eddie at $9 million. That's
kind of a steal.
I'm kind of worth that, right?
Yeah, that's kind of a steal. I mean, he had a decent year.
I was about to say, I think Eddie has come up big for us in the last 3 years.
I mean, well, and then this year he still hit 270.
Yeah.
He had 20 plus home runs. So I mean, he didn't have a
like
bad year.
There's been a lot of big spots when we needed a hit and he was due up, he delivered.
Right.
So I'm
260.
I'm comfortable with him at $9 million. I believe if you put on a GM hat, I think pitching is where Atlanta needs to go.
Absolutely, they need a starter.
I was about to say, I think we're one good starter away from having a good 3-man rotation. And then you have a solid 4 and 5 guy in like Bryce Elder and Kyle White. When they're good, they're good.
Yeah.
But when they're off, and
It's bad.
Elder,
bad.
yes. White just can't stay healthy right now.
Well, and Wright's out for the entire year next year.
Yeah,
so we're not going to have Wright at all next year.
So, but when he was there, he was decent.
He's a 5-pitch guy. I mean, the guy has the stuff. He just hasn't proven it.
He misses in control at times.
Right.
I think that's his thing. Bryce Elder, I think, just has very hittable pitches.
Well, he's a contact pitcher.
Yeah.
He pitches for contact. That's his problem. He's not a strikeout guy. He's not going to overpower you.
And he gives up too many homers.
Right.
And I think that's the flaw with Bryce, who I agree
if they can get him to where he's pitching down in the zone rather up in the zone,
correct.
Yeah. He's gonna be better.
So my thing is I think as a GM you need to look at picking up one more starter.
A 3-4 guy.
Yeah. With either restructure Charlie or let Charlie walk.
Yeah.
You need a relief arm. I think you gotta. Personally, I think Colin McHugh, you got to let go.
You got
No,
I mean, Colin McHugh's 37, Kirby Yates 37. Both these guys 5.75 and $6 million. You can't pay that kind of price for those guys and their performance.
I think between those two, I'm keeping McHugh over Kirby Yates. I think Kirby Yates was too inconsistent. For me,
Colin McHugh's only worth you versus a right-handed batter when you need a slider. I mean,
I'm gonna say I like Kobe a little bit more. Personally, I like him a little bit more than Colin. I don't think either of them were great.
No.
By no means.
I didn't trust either one of them, but I liked Colin McHugh over.
But I like where we're at with Johnson. I like where we're at with Hand. I like AJ Minter. Iglesias is still doing his thing, you know.
I don't
trust AJ Minter.
I don't trust AJ Minter.
Oh, I like
you
it.
just
I
don't
like
know what
AJ.
Tyler Metzik's going to be like when he comes back. I have some faith a little bit in Brad Hand. I think he's fallen off a little bit. I think he can still get lefties out.
He's still a powerful left-handed pitcher.
Yeah.
By powerful, I mean he's got potential from the left-handed side from throwing left-handed to be able to get those big time outs that you need.
Yeah.
He's got a sweeping slider that can do that.
Yeah. I sit here and I question, is Rafael Iglesias the guy to be the closer though?
To be honest with you, I don't think as much. I mean, I don't think we've had a legit closer since we let Kimball walk years ago.
Yeah. I mean, Jansen was super inconsistent the year before.
But he still led the National League
in saves. He had save opportunities, but hell, sometimes he backdoored himself into a save opportunity by giving up 2 runs.
I know.
But then, I mean, before that,
I like
Mark Melanson.
Mark Melanson left for money, and he should have stayed.
Yeah.
But because he actually was he actually pitched very well for us in the postseason and leading into the postseason.
Who's the lefty I'm thinking of that left us or we traded to the Astros this past year that we got from the Giants?
Johnny Venters?
No.
Jesse Chavez.
No, white guy.
I don't remember.
Big slider. Was on our championship team.
Mark Melanson?
Got the save on
Will
our
Smith?
championship. Will Smith. Yeah. Will Smith is a pretty decent one, but
I feel like we haven't had that.
There hasn't been a dominant closer since Kimbrel in his prime.
Yeah.
I would almost say though that we've got to get back to the point in our bullpen where we feel really good about our 7, 8, 9 guy.
Absolutely.
Because the way the Rangers are winning this postseason and the way they are likely going to win
They have
this
3
World
closers.
Series, they have 4 good starters that give them 6 innings, and they have 3 guys that can give them 7, 8, 9 shutdown.
Because they're 3
Closers are closers.
Yeah, I mean they have 3 closers in that bullpen.
So,
but yeah, I mean I definitely think you need to restructure that. And I really think that was a big downfall for us in this postseason. Yes, we didn't produce any runs in the postseason.
Yep.
But I think our pitching kind of hurt us in a sense too, because especially in Game 2 when we got down 10-0. I mean, and now granted, a lot of that wasn't on Fried.
you're thinking of Game 3
or Game 3. Yeah, just one Game 2. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, Game 3 when we got down 10-0. I love Bryce Elder to death, but I think if we'd have had a better starter in that position, I think we would have been better off.
I think if we had Charlie Morton starting that game,
I think
we'd be better off.
I think Charlie Morton in the playoffs has done very well for us.
he pitches very good in the playoffs.
He always
Not just for us, he did it for Houston too.
for Houston, did for Tampa.
Yep.
But
Tampa's
he's
championship
been.
runs.
I'm gonna say with him being a veteran, he understands
You just
what you need to do in a playoff situation, and he gets it done.
You
Or
just
has
can't
gotten it
pay a 41-year-old man $20 million.
done. I agree.
You can't do
Agree.
it.
No,
Agree.
I mean,
And
like I
so
said,
if
I would
he's
take
willing-
him back at the 10-12 range.
If he's willing,
If he's willing to come down to 10, I'd love that. I would love that.
I mean, I'll take the 3.60 ERA. I don't care about the 3.60 ERA.
I don't care about a regular season anything with a 40-year-old. When we get to the postseason, can he be who he was?
I think
That's
he
the
can.
thing.
Because he's proven now to still be able to throw 95, 96 miles an hour and give you that sweeping slider to get to be a strikeout.
And
pitch.
I look at the team, and I'm going to say this, and I know y'all are probably going to disagree with me. I don't know if Orlando Arcia is the answer at shortstop. Not that Dansby Swanson was an all-star. I just felt like watching this postseason, Orlando Arcia didn't have the clutchness that we had in Dansby Swanson in the postseason.
I would agree with that. I don't think Arcia is going to be your starter next year. There's already a lot of rumors going around with how valuable Vaughn Grisham is at this point, whether we trade Vaughn Grisham in the offseason for something or Vaughn Grisham is going to be your starting shortstop next year.
well, that's what we thought this year, and he didn't.
He couldn't do it.
Yeah,
But I think,
don't know
think
the-
now...
Do you think that
I think after playing shortstop for an entire year, I think he can come back in and be what you need him to be. Because this year he never. Well, he never played shortstop either. He was always the second baseman, or they had him in the left field. So he never really got to play at short. But playing in AAA, he played at shortstop. Well, he split time with Brendan Shoemake.
Yep.
But I mean, he still had a predominantly longer term at playing shortstop to be able to understand and know how to play that position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But I also think they need to do something in left field. Whether you go out and get somebody, I mean, because again, we've already touched on Eddie Rosario. If you can get him back for $9 million, that's great. But if you can't, you got to put somebody with a little bit of more pop in their bat in left field who can hit
well, it's
270 to 280.
Well,
Well,
I think
you
the
have-
pop is there in. You would say Ozuna's the pop, but he's not great defensively.
Oh, you can't play him in left field.
Yeah.
No, I mean the guy's like a moving stone statue.
But, like, I mean-
I'll play him a DH all day if he's gonna hit
Well,
260 and
that's
hit 40 bombs.
That's another thing. We have this awkward triangle where we have three guys that we want to get in the lineup all the time that we can't, between Ozuna, Sean Murphy, and Travis d'Arnaud, right? Like, you feel like you need to get all three of those in the lineup, but you just don't know how to because you can't play Ozuna at defense. Travis d'Arnaud or Sean Murphy can't play any other position besides catcher. And so the option is DH, but you know, you have to sit one of those three, and it's just like we're in this. You saw it this postseason. You could feel the weirdness without one of those in the lineup. Like, it just felt like we weren't giving our best without having all three of those guys in the lineup.
So but I agree. Or you, like I said, either you let somebody walk, and what was it? We let Jorge Soler walk, played left field for us on the championship team.
There's a lot of talk about them going out and re-signing Jorge Soler.
But you let him walk to keep Eddie. Are you willing now to let Eddie walk to keep, say, Ozuna?
Well, I don't think they're going to go
Ozuna's on
Ozuna.
contract.
Ozuna's still under contract.
And nobody's going to pay $16 million for Marcelo Ozuna.
No.
I mean, maybe there's a team that needs him that bad at DH.
Yankees.
Maybe. Yeah,
Boston.
Yeah, maybe if they want to take a DH. But I mean, at the end of the day, I agree with you guys. I think there's left field, but I mean, I also just feel like it's not that complicated. The guy that we need at like a 3-4, like you almost need like just a Jordan Montgomery, somebody that's been traded so many times, or.
I thought Montgomery was the pitcher that we needed to go out and get this year.
I agree.
Monty was the pitcher that Double A needed to go get.
He looked great in game 1?
Yeah. He pitched game 1 for the AL.
I thought he pitched game 2.
No, he pitched game 1.
That's right. Eovaldi pitched game 2, and then Scherzer's pitching, or not Scherzer. Scherzer's pitching.
Yeah, Scherzer's pitching tonight. So, I mean, it's literally like that level of guy. Like almost just take a risk on like Patrick Corbin, like. Or something like
I don't know what that 6 ERA.
Either go get
Jose Barrios.
Jose Barrios would be fantastic.
Go get Jose Barrios. Go get Lucas Giolito for all I care.
Yeah,
I'll take the 3.8 if he's going to strike out 160 people.
And he's going to win. You know, he's going to put us in a position to win 12 games.
Right.
I mean, he's going to be the same thing as Bryce Elder almost, but I mean, it's
But
literally
he's got more strikeouts.
like look at what Pablo Lopez did for Minnesota this year. Like.
Yeah, after being traded from Miami and just looking fantastic.
Taking a risk on a guy like that
hands out.
Had a decent year in Miami last year, enough to make a trade, and then he goes out and has a 12 to 15 game winning record this year.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean that's what you need.
No.
Especially out of that, like you said, out of that 3-4
Especially if you can go through arbitration and re-sign Fried, and then you have Strider, Fried, and you're a number 3 guy. And then
hopefully, I don't know. I talk bad about Morton. I wouldn't mind Morton being the 3 guy. I don't like him at $20 million. Agreed.
Yep.
It needs to be lower than that.
If you can get him like 10 to 12, I think that's the perfect place for him to be.
Yeah, but if you can get him down to 10 and then offer another guy 10,
and all of a sudden you just got a full rotation.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean I think that would be because then you got Elder as a 5 who again. Hit or miss. When he's good, but when he was bad.
Right.
So, I mean, it was kind of one of those limbo situations of what Elder were you going to get, start after start. But, I don't know. As wearing the GM hat here, I think pitching is where Atlanta needs to go.
I was going to say, if I offer up, we're going to spend big money on one position. Starter, left field, shortstop, closer.
Starter.
Okay. I think Rysel can give you enough in this last year to be able to maintain that closer role. But I would
mean
look at
Iglesias?
Rafael Iglesias.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think he's gonna be. I didn't mean to say Strider, but I mean, yeah, he'd be a hell of a closer too. But we need him pitching. But yeah, so I think that's where you need to look at is. I think Rysel Iglesias can cover the closing position for another year, enough to where you feel comfortable having him get 25 to 35 saves.
Yeah.
And then you need to go out and get that top tier, top of the rotation type kind of guy to match with Fried. Especially if you lose Fried, you got to go out and get pitching.
Well, I don't see Fried walking. I feel like
I mean, he's
an arbitration.
so. I feel like with what he's done, I see AA being a little looser with the checkbook here to make sure.
I don't know.
To kind of keep him.
The way that we've kept players, it doesn't feel that way with Fried.
No, I think the deal would have already been done if that's how AA wanted it.
Yeah.
I mean, because he went out and made the deal for Strider after his first big year, and he went out and made the deal with Harris after playing 1 year.
1 year, yeah.
So
that's
I feel they're kind of hesitant on Fried at this point.
I don't
Because of his bout with injuries, they're kind of hesitant, which is why I mean I know you guys love Soroka. I think Soroka's done. I don't think Soroka's going to be back in any capacity with Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm interested. I used to think Soroka could be a really solid 2, maybe a low end ace.
Yeah, before he tore his ACL or his Achilles.
Yeah, but I think now, like at the best, you're going to get out of Soroka maybe a number 5.
No, I think a bullpen setup guy.
Which I mean, if he can come out and throw 95 with a power sinker and give you 2 innings, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I think he's
a late inning relief guy.
Yeah, I think he's going to be relegated to the bullpen at this point.
But I think at the end of the day, if from my thoughts with Fried and the contract extension, it feels like Fried wants to be a $30 million better guy, right? AA's probably telling him, "Hey, you're gonna have to show me this.
You give me 1 year of not being hurt.
Yeah, go win 20 games. Don't get hurt. Show me you can pitch in the postseason. Because as much as I love Max Fried, you look at his numbers. He's not pitched good in the postseason. The guy's got like a 5.6 ERA. That's not an ace in the postseason.
He's missed the last 2 seasons predominantly with injuries.
Yeah, or he's missed at least some time. So I agree with that. But. All right, hit us in the comments. Let us know what you think the Braves need to do to win a World Series in 2024. As always, we appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe. God, my mouth is so fucking dry.
Mm-hmm.